Hey guys, and welcome to I have no idea what episode number this is. It used to be known as the Yarn Junkie podcast, but I am doing a bit of a rebrand, and now it's going to be known as the Wool Pig podcast. So I recently switched my Instagram account. I was posting a lot of personal pictures of life and my kids and stuff, and I actually had someone message me to say they were unfollowing me because I wasn't posting enough knitting content. Which, okay, I don't know why you would message me to tell me that, but I decided just to have them separate, especially with the podcast. I'd really like just to have a knitting account, like a lot of people do for their business side of things, and then a personal account. So if you would like to follow my personal account, it's always going to be set to private. If I can tell you're a knitter or someone who follows me, I will add you and follow you back. And if not, then I won't. I'm not going to let creepers look at pictures of my kids. But that is the Three Lassies Instagram account. And then my podcast or my knitting page will be wool_pig, I think is what it is. And I'm completely unprepared to deal with this. And Lucy is accosting me. I was seeing if my phone was nearby, and I don't think it is. I think it's wool_pig. It just might be all one wool pig. I should have been more prepared for this and written down show notes or something. It has been about 6 weeks since I've last sat down and spoke with you guys. I have no idea where November went. It is December 1st. That is insane to me. I'm coming to you from my home in Texas, where I live with you saw my Mastiff, Lucy, and 2 other dogs, as well as my husband and our 2 daughters, and I am currently 36 weeks pregnant. Oh my goodness. Time is just racing by. I am in my official due date month, so I was due on Christmas Day, and I'm having a repeat C-section, and she will be coming on December 20th, so 19 days from now. Oh my goodness, that is so insane to me. But I have quite a bit to show you because, again, it's been 6 weeks since I last sat down and chatted with you. The turkey that Trelles made refuses to stay on the wall, but no matter. All of these fall decorations are coming down today, and I'm putting up Christmas decorations. This is actually the very first year that I've been really excited for Christmas. It's usually kind of a source of pain and anxiety for me. Even as a kid, I didn't really like Christmas. And, my grandfather died a few days before Christmas. We buried him on Christmas Eve. And after that, and that was when I was 6 or 7 years old. And after that, the mad race to be with this family and that side of the family. And, people always have those hurt feelings and feel left out. So it's just never been my favorite holiday. And then when my mom passed away 2 years ago, it was actually December 7th will be her anniversary of her death. That's insane to me. 2 years that's just gone by. So I got, depressed about that, and I've never liked Christmas, but little baby Christmas is changing that. I am going to have a new little fresh baby to snuggle on Christmas, and so I'm a little bit more excited this year than I have been in years past. I actually wanted to decorate way before Thanksgiving, which is not like me at all. And my kids made me hold out and decorate once December's here, because that's always been my rule. So I have lots of things to show you, as I was saying. I have some FOs, I have some whips, I have acquisitions, because, wool pig, hello. But I will just get started. I knit these socks for Prudence for her birthday. All my girls and I are November born. So Prudence was the 17th, Trelles was the 29th, and I was yesterday, which was the 30th. And so I knit these for Prudence. She's already worn them a few times, and I washed them, and so they don't look their crisp freshness, but they are very cute, and I really love how this yarn worked up. This is the rainbow colorway with Felici, and I did the cuff with the gray, and then it just started going. And once I got to the purple, I did a fish lips kiss heel. And I did end up breaking the yarn just so I wouldn't be picking up and knitting the foot with the gray. And then it ended on the purple so I could do the gray for the toe. Isn't that perfect? I couldn't have done that better if I planned it. Like, I just really love that. And they fit her foot really well. And she's really excited to have socks since her back to school socks went missing. But those didn't take me any time at all. I think I cast them on sometime around the 1st of November and got them done by her birthday. So she wore them that morning, and then her birthday was on a Friday, so we got to go take her to downtown Dallas. We live about 2 hours from Dallas, and we took her to the Medieval Times restaurant. I know that it's not everywhere in the U.S. I think they only have like maybe 10 locations in the North American area. So I think there's a couple in Canada and a few scattered all over the U.S. So there's one in Dallas. We originally took Trelles, when it was her 7th birthday, to that restaurant. Got her a princess dress, like got decked out and went. We did carriage rides around downtown Dallas where West End is. They have, a horse-drawn carriage. And so Prudence was looking at pictures of that, I think about a year ago, and that's what she decided she wanted to do. So I really like that we kind of continued that tradition. I did get Prudence a princess dress, like went to a couple of different stores, and I bought it and it itched. So then she put on her sister's old dress and it itched. So I could have fought with a cranky 7-year-old all evening about an itchy dress, or just let her wear what she wants. But she still looked really beautiful, and she wore this party dress that she has, and she was really happy, and it was a good birthday for her. And she wore those socks, was my whole point to that. But I did finish my friend's baby sweater that I was knitting. I really need to mail this off. I was hoping it would be gone by Thanksgiving, and it wasn't. I do think I had it finished on Thanksgiving. I just have been so lazy about going to the post office lately. And it's not that big of a deal, but it's been driving me crazy to get some things mailed off, that other things that I need to have mailed off. I've just been really lazy. This is actually my first coffee of the day. I've been having really, really horrid heartburn because of the pregnancy. And so I haven't been enjoying coffee as much in the morning. But I got some peppermint coffee from Starbucks, and it's actually kind of soothing. So those were both of my FOs, some whips that I have. I finally got buttons for the onesie, so I will get those sewed on and show you that whole outfit next time. I started another baby vertebrae. I decided my baby needed a Christmas sweater. So this is her cardigan, and this is the Shire colorway from Madlintosh. It's one of my all-time favorite colorways. I just love that bluish green. It's mostly green, but it's got all this variegation of blue in it. And there went the turkey. It seriously falls all the time, and I've put so much different type of tape on it. But I have one sleeve knit. I need to knit the other. Just basic little cardigan to go with her onesie. And I've shown you the hat before, but Tim says this hat looks like a Rastafarian hat. This is the Jinx Yarn Naughty or Nice colorway, her Christmas colorway. I knit myself socks so me and the baby can match. Tim says it's too Rastafarian, so I went ahead and knit the baby this hat. And this isn't the Shire colorway, but look how well it matches. This is sport weight, and this is fingering weight. And this was Black Cat Fibers. Black Cat Yarns, I'm not sure what their name is. And I couldn't tell you the colorway because I just got a mini of it when I was at Stitches. But I really love it. So she's got 2 of those little hats, and I can decide then which one I would rather her wear. And then she needed boots, of course. So little Christmas boots. And I originally crocheted this boot, which is just, I kind of modified 2 different patterns. This is a free pattern on Pinterest called the Wraparound Baby Boots. And I did the base of it from that pattern and then did a crocodile stitch instead of the wraparound part. And I really, really like the outcome. And I have the hiccups, I'm sorry. But Trelles said it looked like a strawberry. Nothing like a Christmas boot, which annoyed me. But I went ahead and cast on another pattern, and I think these are on Ravelry. or like the patterns on Ravelry, but it takes you to another website, and they're called the Chili boots or the elf boots. And look at the bell, and I love that. So I re-knit or re-crocheted. This is one shoe, and this is a completely different shoe. And these took me a little bit to kind of, the pattern isn't written that well. It's a free pattern, so, but I kind of had to play with the numbers a little bit, and I don't really love that hump that's here, but I think once they're on a baby, it will look fine. And that little bell just kills me. So I've only crocheted one of those, and I need to make a second pair, or a second one, so there is a pair. But those are for the little Christmas baby, and I will get all of that finished up, hopefully pretty quick, or seriously running out of time. And I'm making her a Christmas blanket too, and I got this idea from Mina of the Knitting Expat. She knit her sister-in-law's baby a chevron blanket using this same kit from Knit Picks. So it comes with a bunch of skeins of the fingering weight Tweedy yarn, straw tweed, and I went and bought it after Mina knit this. I just loved it so much, and I needed one for my Christmas baby. So this bottom color is the Garnet Heather, Firecracker, Oyster Heather. It will go into Forest Heather, and then the Sequona, I believe is what it's called. That's from the oyster, I'm not sure. But that's about how far along I am on it, and I've been using this as my nighttime knitting because it's just really, really simple pattern. And it's a free pattern from Mina, so it's the baby chevron blanket. And I have 3 more weeks left, and I'm on my 3rd color now, so I really believe I will get this finished up no problem by the time the baby makes her little debut. So, and that is all in my Mrs. Brown's barn bag. I love this fabric. She doesn't really do different fabrics anymore. Most of hers are the knit stitches, but this was one of her early bags, and I just had to have it. This is one of my favorite project bags, and it's big too, so it's sweater size or little baby blanket sized, you know. And I have, from a swap that I did with my friend Lori on this, a little mitten, and she's from Michigan, so I just thought that was perfect for my little winter baby to kind of have a little bling. Another project I've been diligently working on is a Trelles honey pullover. So if you remember, I knit this for Prudence, the little honey version, last year for her birthday. I started a Trello one early this summer, thinking, oh yeah, I'll have it done for her birthday, no problem. That was my first mistake, but there's a picture of it. It's by Amy Miller. I was making sure I was telling you right. Amy Miller. It is a paid pattern on Ravelry, but I think it's well worth it. It does have these little pockets, but Atrella definitely decided she did not want the pockets, and I figured if she changed her mind, I could just do afterthought pockets. And my goal was to have this done by her birthday, which was 2 days ago. That didn't happen, and part of the reason why is because I took this as my only project for Thanksgiving, and it was like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get so much on it done. I didn't. I just ended up buying more yarn when I was in the other part of town, and that was ridiculous because, like, I need more yarn. But it is so beautiful. This is going to be both Texas dyer is the yarn. So the blue is Twisted Owl Fiber Studio in the colorway Pirate Ship. And the girls and I recently watched the last episode, or the last movie of the Pirates of the Caribbean. They loved it. Dead Man Tell No Tales. And then the gray is Yarn Carnival in the Big Bad Wolf colorway. And she recently, Yarn Carnival, recently created a post on Instagram talking about how she was doing a show in the Pacific Northwest, and people said, do people even knit in Texas? Yes, we knit in Texas. It gets cold in Texas, believe it or not. It hasn't been cold. It's been right around the 70s, 80s for most of November. It was ridiculous. But we had a few days of cold, and this is a fingering weight sweater, so it will be perfect for our climate. But I thought that was kind of rude that people assumed that no one knits in Texas. So she's got this whole thing going. You should definitely go to her Instagram and check out her post about it, about how people knit, weave, spin, crochet in Texas. But that is all living in the Fawn and the Fox space bag with my NASA pin and Lost in Fiber Space. I really love Lara's bags, and I miss her podcast. I know that her dad isn't in the best health, so I don't know if she watches, but if you're watching, my heart goes out to you and your family during this time, and I miss you. These are my Halloween socks. I don't really have a lot to say about these, but I did knit a bit more on both pairs, but not much more, and these are going to be hibernating probably until next year. So I wanted to give y'all one last look about those until they eventually get done. So I mentioned while I was in town knitting on a Trelles pullover, I was just so over it. I did not want to work on it. And my hometown recently started carrying yarn. This is a lady I ran into at Stitches, and she had a booth. And it said, Waxahachie, Texas, under her booth. And I was like, oh, wow, that's my hometown. That's where I went to high school. And a lot of my family and friends still live there. And how cool that you're from Waxahachie. And I didn't buy anything at the time because I didn't need yarn. Like I needed yarn a few days ago, but I digressed. So she posted about how her yarn was now in a brick and mortar. And that store now has knit nights. And it's not really a yarn shop. It's more like of a eclectic, kitschy kind of, they sell different things like household items and like decor type stuff. But she's got this little section in the store that has all her yarn, and it's very well set up, and I love the way it looked with her little wooden baskets and stuff. But so I had to go there and check it out. It was Black Friday. I actually went shopping on Black Friday, which I never do. And I wanted to go to see what she had. But of course I bought yarn, and the dyer is U to Yarn. And the people who run the shop actually told me she's a doctor, which I didn't know. I don't know what kind of doctor she is, but she's got an Etsy shop. If you can see all of that, take a screenshot or whatever. And on Instagram, she is U2Yarn. And I got this Sock Party 4-ply, 75% merino and 25% silk. And it doesn't have a colorway name. I don't see a colorway name anywhere on it. But this is her Sock Party 4-ply. And I thought it looked like Christmas. I felt like it was calling my name. It's a variegated green. It's not really showing up the best in this lighting, but it's really beautiful. I hand wound it on the back of a friend's chair. We were having our Friendsgiving, and it's so soft, the silk content. So I knew I wanted to do something other than socks. And so I looked on Ravelry for a bit, and I was going to do a pair of fingerless gloves, but then I thought the friction of it might make it pill, and I wouldn't like that then. So I started a single skein shawl. And there is no way in heck I can even say this name, and I don't have the pattern printed, but I will create a pattern page or project page on my Ravelry. That way you can click on it and see what I'm going to make with this. But I'm not very far along. It's just a garter thing right now, and then it will have a bit of lace, more garter, a bit of lace, more garter, a bit of lace. I think there's 3 lace sections in total, but the lace looks like little Christmas trees. So I thought it was perfect. And it's, again, I think it's like a Norwegian. I'm not sure what language it is. I shouldn't assume. I'm probably butchering it. But again, like, that's how much I have done. And I got all that done on that Friday. And so I'm knitting this on my signature needles that I stole off a Trelles sweater, and I'd put her sweater on a different set of needles once I got back. I put them on waste yarn, and I was like, done with working on that. And so another project that I've been dying to finish, or just knit in general, is this newborn onesie. And again, I cannot say this. That's what it's called. Not even going to attempt it. But Rachel of the Hey Sister Makes Hey Sister podcast originally knit this for her baby. And I fell in love with it and went and bought the pattern. And I've probably cast this on like 4 times. And I can't get this part here in the center is on a chart. And I've not really knit from a lot of charts. I have a little bit, but not a lot. And my numbers were way off. So I messaged a few of my Knit Night friends and I was like, can you help me with this? And I screenshotted the pages and they said, we'll just bring it to Knit Night and we'll try to explain it to you. So I did. I feel like I potentially have an understanding of this pattern now, and I really, really, really want the baby to come home in this. So hopefully y'all cross your fingers for me. I will get my brain around knitting this. And it's really involved for something so small. And my husband is like, why are you struggling so hard with this? She has plenty of things you knit her. But it's just, I don't know what about it. I just have to knit this for the baby. And the description, I really, really love. This little onesie was the first thing we put on our daughter after she was born. I wanted to create a piece of clothing that would keep her damp newborn body warm and comfortable in a nice soft material. A onesie that wraps around the baby is practical and simple, the perfect piece of clothing for a newborn. Wool and silk is what she knit hers with. Keeps the baby comfortably warm, helps draw moisture away from the body, and helps regulate the body temperature. What could possibly be better for your baby than getting wrapped up in a lovely hand-knit onesie for the first few hours and days of life? I have to knit this, guys. My yarn is a wool cashmere nylon yarn from Plucky Knitter in the Sprinkles on Top colorway. So it's just a very lightly speckled with all these rainbow speckles. And I've cast on for the 5th time. I'm not even exaggerating. But I just have the cast on started, so it's not very far along. But hopefully I will get that done, her blanket done, and everything else I want to knit by Christmas. I probably won't cast on a pair of Christmas socks, even though I really want to and I have yarn picked. I don't have time. I don't have any more time. And I have baby things I want to knit. But now for my acquisitions, there was Small Business Saturday from, I think everyone did it. I thought it was just like a local thing, but I saw a lot on Instagram about Small Business Saturday. And I had some of my Knit Night friends give me gift cards for the baby. Yarny gift cards, which was really sweet. And I had a bit of money to spend myself in points on yarn. So I called in my order because I was out of town and got my husband a sweater quantities worth of shelter in the soot colorway. This is Brooklyn Tweed shelter, and it's a worsted weight, and I'm going to knit him the Slade cardigan. So I sent him a picture at Knit Night a few weeks ago of a few different gray colorways, and he chose this one. And I've been wanting to knit him this cardigan for a while, and I originally bought Miss Babs Wowza, but that yarn is so heavy. I feel like in our climate, there's no way he's going to wear something that heavy. So this is going to be really lightweight, even though it's worsted. The yarn's light. So that's what's in here. A whole sweater's quantity from West 7th Wool in shelter. I'm really excited to have that. And I think it will be really a great portable project or easy to work on while I'm nursing, and it's knit in pieces and then seamed together. So I don't have to worry about like this whole big heavy project to work on. And so I think what I'll do is wrap up the yarn with the pattern for Christmas and say, here's your sweater. And then maybe by next Christmas it will be knit. But I also did, Spicy Homemaker has been hosting a Advent swap. I think this is her 2nd year doing it. I did it last year and loved everything I got and the friend that I made. And so when she said she was doing it this year, I signed right up. And I really wanted to buy from a couple of different dyers an Advent calendar, but with this, I get, the best of both worlds, because I don't get one dyer's worth of yarn. I get many dyer's worth of yarn, and then, I get to make a new friend in the process. So the friend I was signed up with is, I got so much goodies. Y'all, look at this box. Ridiculous. So let me get her card out so I'm telling y'all the right Etsy shop. Mitchell SD on Etsy, Mitchell's Creations. And she is on Etsy. There's her info. And I actually started following her a couple of months ago because someone posted yarn from her shop and I fell in love. So I'll show you just really quickly some of the things she gave me. There was an open immediately package with this really cute little wooden ornament on it. And in my open immediately package was a little cozy that she hand knit. You guys, look at that. Oh my gosh, I love it. And this little to-go reusable Starbucks mug, which is really thoughtful, because who doesn't love hot tea or coffee in the fall or winter? It's winter now. She sent me a project bag that she made, and again, Mitchell Creations. And this is an Alice in Wonderland fabric, which I really love it. I love the size of it. It's got this neutral interior with these like pink neon dots. I'm not sure if that's going to show up. But this Alice in Wonderland fabric is just so adorable, and I love the handle. So there was that. There was these chips. So she lives in Louisiana, and when my husband and I went a couple years ago, we fell in love with these chips. And they're we can find them at some places locally, but not very many. And this is the Voodoo flavor. There's a bunch of different flavors, but these are amazing, and my pregnant self is very happy to have these. And then she sent me a little treat of tea and chocolate, along with a stitch marker from my friend Melissa, Knitty by Nature. I love that owl with the package, the parcel. She sent me some delicious coffee, pecan praline. I have not broken into that yet, which surprises me. And then an amazing card. You guys have to see this adorable unicorn card. I loved it all so much. And then my actual advent is in the form of all of these little boxes. Isn't that amazing? And then I have this big one to open on Christmas Day, which is like a little envelope, or mailbox, not envelope. But I did open number 1 was today, and there were 2 caramels inside. She put so much effort and thought into this. I think I wrapped mine in like little envelope paper, and she got all these little boxes. But here's the Boombox Hedgehog Fiber colorway was my first little mini, and I'm just so excited to be able to do this again. And I'm definitely saving these to use next year when I do this swap. So thank you so much. I love it all so much, and I cannot wait to do this. It's going to make the time pass so much more quickly to have this little treat to open every day. So that is all that I've been up to and working on. Again, I'm so sorry. It's been like a million years since I sat down and spoke with you guys. I am getting really excited about the baby coming. The girls and I actually did one of those paper chains where you interlock papers to tear off to count down. And Prudence and Trelles both have been really excited to tear one off every morning and count how many days left until their sister gets here. So I'll stand up right quick so you can see a progress bump shot, and then I'll sign off. It's really hard for me to get up from this chair. This couch like sinks back, so I have to like really try. And I have a little paper on me. But there we go. I'm in yoga pants and one of my last maternity shirts that still doesn't come up high and show my belly. I have gained, gosh, like 45 pounds already. My doctor's not giving me too much of a hard time about it, which is a nice change because my other doctors definitely did. And I've been doing, regular blood work. I'm at weekly appointments with my doctor now, so it's getting really close. I'm freaking out. But thank you guys so much. I really, really, really hope to sit down and record at least one more episode with you guys before the baby comes So hopefully I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me, and ta-ta for now.